They said Prince Harry turned his back on his family and his country. They said he abandoned his roots for Hollywood lights. Well, guess what? The Duke of Sussex has just proved, again, that his heart has always been in Britain, no matter where he lives. As the world prepares for Remembrance Day, Harry has joined King Charles and the royal family in honouring the armed forces and paying tribute to the brave men and women who sacrificed everything for freedom. And in true Harry style, he didn't just show up for a photo op or some stiff royal wave, he wrote from the heart. Prince Harry penned a touching 647-word letter titled The Bond, the Banter, the Bravery, What It Means to be British. And honestly, it might be one of the most powerful things a royal has written in years. Forget the recycled PR statements and empty palace quotes. This was raw, real, and emotional. Harry reminded everyone that remembrance isn't about glorifying war, but about understanding its cost. It's about the lives changed forever, he wrote, and the lessons paid for through unimaginable sacrifice. Now, that's leadership, that's empathy, and that's the very heart that's made Harry one of the most beloved, and, let's face it, one of the most misunderstood figures of our time. Of course, the British tabloids will twist it. They'll say he's suddenly trying to get back into royal favour, or that it's too little too late. But the irony is, Harry has never stopped serving. He just stopped doing it under the palace's control. While others sit around polishing their medals and leaking stories, Harry's out there actually doing the work, supporting veterans, visiting war-hit countries, and raising awareness for causes that matter. In his letter, he also recalled his visit to war-torn Ukraine, where he met survivors rebuilding their lives at the Superhuman Centre. Harry praised the centre's mission, saying it's where men and women are rebuilding their lives after devastating injuries. You can almost feel the sincerity in his words. It's not scripted PR, it's genuine care. Remember, this is a man who's been to the front lines himself. He's seen the cost of war, the pain, the courage, the loss. Unlike many who sit comfortably on their thrones and lecture others about duty, Harry has lived it. And here's the part that really sent chills down people's spines. Harry wrote, "Though I may currently live in the United States, Britain is, and always will be, the country I proudly served and fought for." Let that sink in. That's not a man who turned his back on his country. That's a man who served it, bled for it, and still carries it in his heart. Meanwhile, the same press that hounded him and his wife into exile have the audacity to question his loyalty? Please! The only thing some of those columnists have ever fought for is a bigger paycheck from their editors. But Harry didn't stop there. He urged everyone to unite and protect what those before us fought to preserve. That's the message we all need right now, especially when division and bitterness have become so common. He's talking about collective responsibility, about making remembrance more than just a 1-minute silence. And you know what? That's the Harry difference. He always expands the meaning of things beyond ceremony and pomp. For him, service isn't about who gets photographed laying the biggest wreath. It's about actually helping those affected by war and trauma. And let's be honest, the timing of his message is a masterclass in grace. Instead of retaliating against the endless criticism or palace politics, Harry quietly focused on something meaningful. It's his way of reminding everyone where his true priorities lie: service, empathy, and humanity. You'll never see him throwing shade directly, but his actions always speak louder than 1,000 royal press briefings. Remember how he's been a global ambassador for Scotty's Little Soldiers, the charity supporting children of Britain's fallen heroes. That's not new. He's been doing it for years. These are families who have found strength and hope because Harry didn't just lend his name, he lent his heart. And yet the same British media that loves to obsess over Meghan's jam jars somehow forgets to mention this. It's almost like compassion doesn't sell newspapers anymore, huh? The way he connects with veterans, the way he speaks about shared experiences, the humour he uses even in sombre topics, it all comes from authenticity. Harry's letter wasn't some PR stunt. It was a reminder of who he's always been. The soldier, the son, the brother, the husband, the human being who doesn't need a palace balcony to define his worth. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. How did King Charles react? Sources close to the palace say the king was moved by Harry's words and the tone of his message. But let's not pretend there isn't some awkwardness there. Harry, joining the royal family, even symbolically, for a remembrance event, would have sent a clear message. Duty transcends drama. Yet the tabloids will still spin it into another "is Harry returning" circus. The reality? He never left the values that matter most. He just left the toxicity behind. And let's not forget the humour in all of this. Somewhere in a newsroom right now, a Daily Mail editor is probably fuming, wondering how to twist Harry's heartfelt tribute into a "Meghan made him do it" headline. Maybe they'll claim the letter was ghostwritten in California with palm trees swaying in the background. Because heaven forbid they admit that Harry actually has emotional depth and a moral compass. What makes this moment so powerful is that Harry has managed to do what few royals can: connect duty with emotion. He doesn't just wear the medals, he honours the meaning behind them. And while the establishment clings to outdated hierarchy, Harry's redefining what it means to serve. Not for show, not for headlines, but from the heart. It's also refreshing to see how he refuses to let bitterness win. After everything, the betrayals, the lies, the relentless smear campaigns, Harry still speaks about unity, about healing, about honouring sacrifice. That takes strength, that takes class. That takes being Prince Harry, the man the tabloids love to hate, but the world continues to admire. And for those wondering what Meghan Sussex thinks of all this, you just know she's proud. She's watched him grow from being the royal family's spare to a global humanitarian powerhouse. Together, they've redefined royal legacy, showing that service doesn't require a crown. It requires compassion. So, yes, Harry may live in the US now, but spiritually he's still serving the best of Britain, the values of courage, empathy and respect. And unlike certain royals who only remember the armed forces when there's a photo op involved, Harry's commitment is year-round, real and relentless. At the end of the day, remembrance isn't about who stands where in a procession or who wears the fancier medals. It's about remembering those who gave everything and continuing their legacy through action. And once again, Prince Harry has reminded the world of that truth with humility, dignity and heart. So, next time you hear the tabloids calling him out of touch or disloyal, just remember who's really walking the walk. Harry's actions speak volumes, and history will remember who truly embodied the spirit of service, not the loudest, but the most genuine. And if that's not something to salute, I don't know what is. And that's why we'll always back Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex here on Sussex's Squad. They've shown what real strength and integrity look like, even when the world throws shade their way. If you believe in truth, kindness and standing up for what's right, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell and drop a comment below with your thoughts. Let's keep supporting the Sussexes, not because of titles, but because of who they truly are. Authentic, compassionate and unstoppable.